Hey there. In this video, I'm going to share with you my secret herbal formulas that keep my teeth looking like this. So this is the Jade Tooth Project, and I'm here to reform the dental industry and to give you the tools and knowledge that you need to become your own dentist. So I've spent the last few years repairing my own dental health naturally, all by natural means, and I'd like to share with you what I've learned. So let me get started. To give you some background, I was raised with conventional dental care from the dental industries, and this involved toxic toothpastes, plastic floss, plastic fillings, fluoride treatments, braces, oral surgeries. I had an expose and bond surgery, which, if you don't know, when you have braces and you have a canine tooth that's impacted, it's not the adult tooth isn't growing in the right direction, they will basically burn a hole in the gum after extracting the baby tooth and attach a chain and start cranking it into place. So that was that tooth right there. And yeah, for better or worse, I went through all this stuff. I had a retainer after that, after I got my braces off after 5 years of braces. And yeah, I had my wisdom teeth removed. So I've been through a lot with the dental industry. Lots of kind of traumatizing and toxic stuff. And this is the same experience that a lot of people have in this modern world, but nonetheless, I feel like it was pretty destructive to my health, and so I've sought other solutions. The consequences that I endured were things like endocrine disruption, mental health issues, cavities, teeth crowding. Like I said, impacted canine. I think the things that dentists did caused some liver, spleen, kidney, and heart issues, at least contributed to them. And I've had toothaches, oral fixations like gum biting, and lots of smoking and teeth grinding, that sort of thing, bleeding gums, and yeah, just not great things. It's been a hard dental journey for me. And, thankfully I still have a lot of my teeth, luckier than most people. So once I was in high school, I'd say I started breaking away, maybe a little bit after high school, started breaking away from the dental industry. I stopped going to dentists, stopped getting cleanings and fluoride treatments and that sort of thing. I switched to essential oil-based toothpaste, and I quit eating white sugar. I stopped wearing my retainer. I basically detached myself from all their practices because I knew that they weren't helping me, and at the time I didn't have that many alternative solutions for myself, but I slowly figured it out of necessity. So I started getting extreme, and I had my composite fillings removed a few years later and not replaced with anything. So I just ended up with massive holes in my teeth, and yeah, I started using mastic gum and frankincense, which are different resins, and bee propolis too. So all these resins to fill these holes in my teeth, but those are all temporary solutions. And tried mixing in comfrey oil and pine bark extract, different things that I thought might help to slowly repair my teeth. Well, it kind of worked. I think some of my teeth have regenerated slightly, especially the ones that didn't have that much drilling or damage to them. So I still have holes in a lot of my teeth, and I had those filled with temporary clay fillings, and that's where I'm at right now. I have zinc and clove oil, zinc clay and clove oil fillings, which are a semi-permanent type of filling. And a biological dentist gave those to me, and they've been helping. They've reduced sensitivity, and to some extent, they've helped some of my teeth, and I don't have as much maintenance now to clean out the insides of my open cavities. And yeah, other things I started to do, I switched to bamboo and boar bristle toothbrush, totally organic toothbrushes, so that I wasn't getting microplastics all the time from my toothbrush or BPA or anything like that. I switched to a BPA water flosser as well, and I started using this with essential oils. So I also switched to castor oil-based floss, which is a bioplastic floss, and that's been really huge. I love that stuff. It's way easier on my gums and has definitely encouraged me to floss more. And I started making my own toothpaste out of different things, and that's one of the formulas that I'm going to share with you today. I started making my own mouthwash and high mineral teas, so I will share those formulas as well. I also started oil pulling, and I have used coconut oil and sesame oil for that. That's what Indians have been using for millennia for oil pulling, and it's for good reason. They really help to remove toxins from the teeth and to decrease sensitivity. Particularly the sesame oil is proven to decrease dental sensitivity. So I'm on that journey still, and it's a slow process, but healing is slow. And I basically had to totally change my whole daily routine and habits. I had to become much more persistent about cleaning my teeth every day, multiple times a day sometimes. And before I was, sometimes I would go days without brushing, which sounds gross, but in hindsight, it's like, okay, well, damned if you do, damned if you don't, because the toothpastes are toxic, the toothbrushes are toxic, the floss is toxic, and yeah, I think intuitively I kind of knew that this stuff had drawbacks. So I feel much better about the materials I'm using now, and that encourages me to make a much greater effort, because I feel like it's really healing my dental conditions. And basically, it wasn't just out of awareness and a love for natural materials. It was because after I got my fillings removed, I started having really intense sensitivity on some of my teeth. So if I didn't take care of my teeth every night, I would wake up in the morning and feel a lot of pain. So it really forced me into this situation where I have to be a lot more vigilant about it. And it's kind of like my teeth awoke, like I feel like my teeth had been just kind of like the nerves had almost been toxified and damaged to the point that they didn't really even feel anything anymore, or the fillings were so effective at blocking the nerve endings that I just was unaware of the harm that all the foods I was eating and all the various products I was using on my teeth, I was unaware of the damage they were causing. But now I can't eat, really sugary things or really cold foods without realizing how it's affecting my teeth and my nerves. So I'm gonna get right into it, the part that you've been waiting for, all of my dental formulas that I've developed over the years. So I'll start with toothpaste. This has been a big one. I found a lot of different herbs in my research and different natural materials that I found to really be healthy for the teeth, to help remineralize and kill bacteria, fungi, viruses, all that sort of thing, to reduce plaque buildup and reduce sensitivity, all that. So here it is: wild birch tar oil, peppermint essential oil, calcium bentonite clay, activated charcoal, of which I get bamboo activated charcoal, golden seal powder, neem powder, black seed oil, bee propolis, tincture, specifically the alcohol tincture of bee propolis, the alcohol tincture of spilanthes, calcium coral, purified calcium coral, and all of these ingredients I try to source organic. Well, I do source organic, and particularly the bamboo activated charcoal I think is incredibly important to source organically. So I found a good source for that on Etsy. A lot of these things I found on Etsy. It's a great resource for finding natural organic products. Same with the wild birch tar oil. There's only one seller on Etsy for that. And this last batch of toothpaste I made, I think I put way too much wild birch tar oil and it tastes really bad. So I've been suffering through that for a while, but it's been good for my teeth for sure. And I think that wild birch tar oil really kills a lot of things, and the peppermint essential oil too helps to disinfect. The calcium bentonite clay provides calcium, which our teeth are primarily composed of, and provides some abrasive action. The activated charcoal helps to remove toxins from the mouth and teeth. The golden seal powder I really like because it has a strong antimicrobial activity, antibacterial specifically. Neem powder, same thing, kills off a lot of things and is just generally good for the teeth. It's got a lot of good minerals and phytochemicals. Black seed oil is really helps to reduce the sensitivity. It has a numbing effect, especially with repeated use in long term. The bee propolis, it's widely known for being good for dental health. And a note on neem, by the way, neem has been used for centuries for, again, in India, for its positive effect on our teeth. And actually a lot of people would take neem twigs and chew on those as a sort of dental stick. And it's actually been proven by science that chewing on dental twigs really helps to reduce plaque buildup and prevent cavities, whereas flossing hasn't even been studied by science, hasn't been proven at all, ironically. And yeah, the spilanthes also helps to reduce sensitivity. It has kind of a nice fresh numbing effect. And yeah, I think that covers the reasons for why I included all those ingredients in my formula for the toothpaste. So the right consistency for this toothpaste is a paste, clearly. I'll put it in a little jar and just dip my toothbrush into the jar to use it, and it works. I spend a lot less money on toothpaste, and these ingredients I can use in a lot of different ways. So I only have to use a little bit of each product to make a fairly large batch of toothpaste, and it lasts me months. So I'm gonna move on to mouthwash now, my mouthwash formula. I make a decoction for the mouthwash, and decoctions are basically boiling herbs for no more than 40 minutes to an hour usually. And the more fine powders and flowers and that sort of thing, I will boil for less time. I'll put in at the end, but the roots I'll put in at the beginning, and leaves I'll tend to put in kind of at the middle of the boiling process. I don't think there are any flowers in this formula though. But I used usnea, which is a lichen that helps to preserve the mouthwash. I put nettle, comfrey leaf, and horsetail, which all have really necessary minerals for the teeth, such as calcium, silicone, and phosphates and that sort of thing. So I also include black tea. There have been studies showing that black tea prevents the cavity formation, and it prevents cavity growth in the mouth. And I don't tend to drink black tea because it's got a lot of oxalates, but it is good for the teeth. So I include it in my mouthwash. And cinnamon, strong antibacterial. and probably helps with some funguses that can exist in the mouth too. I use acacia gum. It's really good for oral health. Neem, again, I'll put neem powder in there. So neem leaf could work too, either way. I have this Chinese red pine bark extract, which I mentioned earlier, for mixing into the resins that I would stuff in my teeth. And I found this, again, on Etsy, an organic extract of the Chinese red pine, and that has a lot of good minerals for the teeth. I use spearmint, again, for its antibacterial qualities. And I was growing blue spur flower, where I used to live, and that is really great at reducing plaque and preventing plaque formation on the teeth. So I threw some of those leaves in there. That's an amazing plant. It has so many medicinal benefits beyond just the teeth. And again, for my mouthwash, I would throw on calcium coral just for the added calcium. So that's my mouthwash. And now I will share with you my mineral tea, which I would drink to ingest the necessary minerals to help to regenerate my teeth. So this one is pretty simple. I would just add nettle leaf, comfrey leaf, and horsetail leaf. So the comfrey leaf, I would just add sparingly. There are some concerns about a certain toxin that comfrey has, and generally I think the leaf is lower than the root in this toxin, but nonetheless, I still don't drink this tea long term. I'll drink, a little bit and then wait a while and make some more. But this is a super mineral dense tea, which has the perfect herbs for helping to repair the dentin and enamel. So there's my formulas. I hope these help you. And if you decide to make them at home, please share with me how it works for you. And if you add any more ingredients, if you find other things, there are plenty of other herbs out there that are good for the teeth. These are just the ones that I had accessible and had the research to prove that it would help. And I really think it has for me. It's helped a lot. So if you're still hanging in there with me, then I'm just gonna share a little bit about this channel and why I created it. This is called the Jade Tooth Project. And the mission of this channel is to develop non-toxic dental restoration materials, starting with flippers and inlays crafted from jade, from nephrite specifically, a type of jade, which is very durable, has low thermal conductivity, so it will reduce dental sensitivity, cold sensitivity, and heat sensitivity, and it is completely non-toxic. It's a crystal found in nature, it's widely available, it's very inexpensive, and I'm creating this because my fiance and I really need it to repair our teeth after the damage that the dental industry has done to us. And so I'm looking for a team to collaborate and co-create this with me so that my fiance can have a working prototype of a flipper by hopefully September of this year. That's my aim, it's my goal. And it's not gonna be easy. This is definitely an engineering challenge. So I'm looking for engineers, anyone who's been in the dental industry, who is interested in holistic health and crafting novel solutions, people who know something about gem cutting or CNC milling, and anyone who can interpret CT scans, potentially also patent clerks or lawyers for a defensive publication for this, and really just anyone passionate about reforming the dental industry, creating non-toxic solutions for people and making something new that could potentially help a lot of people, starting with me and my family. So I will describe a lot more details of the things I've been learning as I've been researching this and trying to get the details all pinned down in my next video. So thanks for following along with this video. I hope the information is really helpful. Please stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with anyone who you may think needs it. And stay tuned for more.